Hello everybody, this is Wakeangel2K1 and the new trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 just dropped. Or should I call it Sonic the Hedgehog 2 2022? Sonic the Hedgehog the Movie 2? I don't know. Now, as usual, as a way to avoid YouTube's content ID blockers or whatever, and also to disguise the fact they don't really have much sophisticated editing software, the actual trailer, the one that's posted on Paramount Pictures' own YouTube channel, will be linked in the description below. So if you haven't seen the trailer yet, go ahead and click that link to see it. But here in this video, I'm going to take some still frames that I captured at various points in the trailer and react to them so that we can analyze all those delightful Easter eggs and what I think of the movie. So let's get started with the beginning of the trailer. That's just so something that you would see. That's perfect. And I also like the design of that title card. I mean, it looks very neon. Tails is Tails coming off the 2. Because, you know, just like in the video game, the second game introduced Tails as a character. So here in the second movie, we're seeing Tails getting introduced as a character. And it's important enough to actually change the picture, the title card itself. Alright, now, that's the Space Needle in Seattle. We didn't have Seattle as a location in the first movie, so we're going to new places. That's kind of cool. This also shows, like, Sonic, if he has a map, can literally get anywhere in the country that he wants in a very short amount of time. I mean, like, he ran from Montana, splashed into the Pacific Ocean, and then ran back, all in the span of a few seconds. So, like, that's a voyage of over 800 miles. So I'm pretty sure if he wanted to, like, he could do that joke from that episode of Family Guy where everybody got superpowers, and Brian was like, "Ask me how the Queen of England's doing." "How's the Queen of?" "She's fine." Wearing one of the things that, like, yeah, Sonic is very fast. So if he wants to, he can have locations all over the country, even without using his warp rings. Sonic just munching on a chili dog on a rooftop. That is... I know that that's kind of a dumb little thing to get nostalgic over, but Sonic just munching on a chili dog. That is... That you know, like... I know chili dogs have been a thing since Sonic and the Black Knight, and arguably, like, they did get mentioned in Sonic Unleashed, even if we never actually saw him eat one that I'm aware of, but they were at least mentioned in, like, the food diaries you could collect. But yeah, like, the chili dog thing, that's such a 90s-ism. Like, that's Sonic's 90s legacy showing through, and I love it. Alright, him foiling what looks like an armored car robbery. This whole thing, like, with the breaking in and steering the car and the dynamite getting dropped into the drainage pit causing a huge explosion in the street, this all seems like an opening action sequence to me. I think that this is from a very early part in the movie. They probably don't want to show too many spoilers from later in the movie. Like the first movie trailer kind of gave away a lot. Like, you saw scenes from all over the place. So, like, they're trying to front load the movie so you could see, you know, what Sonic is doing. Like how is he leading his daily life? Like, now that he no longer has to hide, and he's free to use his powers as much as he wants, knowing that no one's going to try to take him from him or lock him away or anything, like, we're seeing the rise of Sonic the Hedgehog, superhero. And no longer Sonic the Hedgehog, a frightened little kid, afraid to reveal himself lest he had to flee to the mushroom world. Tom, the Donut Lord. And isn't this just such a cliche scene, like, sitting in a boat with a fishing rod behind you? Like, this is just so much your father figure slash mentor character trait going on. Yeah, Tom is so just like the father figure in this situation. So like I'm glad that we're seeing like remember, Sonic is still a kid, and he has been raised basically in isolation for 10 years. So like yes, we do need someone that can be a strong positive influence on the guy in order for him to lead down the path of righteousness. Like, you know, Sonic is a hero, but heroes aren't born; they're made. And this is the kind of thing that can really show off what Sonic is. How Sonic grew. Because, like, if you go into the video games, remember, Sonic doesn't have an official backstory in the video games, and he barely had one in any of the cartoons or comic books. So, like, this movie franchise is pretty much the closest thing we're going to get to a fleshed out backstory for our favorite Blue Hedgehog. I don't really have too much to say about this one. I just love that look. Like, he's getting all Shakespearean up there on that rooftop. And he even compares himself to Batman. Which, I love the fact that the DC universe is a viable fiction in the, in Sonic's universe. Like, this probably means that we won't see Sonic officially crossing over with Batman, but Sonic actually knows what Batman is. Then again, we also know what Keanu Reeves and the Fast and the Furious franchise, so yeah, like it's very much our world. It's just that instead of Sonic the Hedgehog, instead of being a video game franchise, is a real person. I'm okay with that. Okay, now this one, like, it's look at Sonic playing with a skateboard in the house. But did you see his hair? Did you see how he has it all combed up and moosed into a single row of spines going straight down the back of his head? That has to be a reference to 90s Sonic. Or I should say, Deke Sonic. You know, like the spine mohawk. Like, that is totally like the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog or the Sonic Sat AM hairdo he has. Like, they're gonna just play it off as him just messing around. Like, he has a towel wrapped around him, so I'm guessing he's probably just gotten out of the shower and styled up his spines and he's messing around. But like us 90s kids, we know. So for you guys at Paramount that made this movie, I got the reference. A giant egg being dropped from space? Could this be a reference to the Death Egg, perhaps? Yeah, it's a giant egg in space. And this is the one that has Maddie for the first time. Like, we already knew from some leaked images that both Tom and Maddie were going to be in here, but it's nice to have some context. And if you looked at the soldiers standing around them, they had the Guardian Units of Nation symbol on the badge. That's a GUN platoon. So like in the first movie we saw some like regular old Pentagon agents. So the fact that we actually have a GUN, I'm guessing it's probably a special task force that was made specifically to deal with paranormal things like, well, you know, Sonic. So like they probably formed a special forces team specifically to take on crazy otherworldly things. This could be like the government choosing to like try and support Sonic. Like, well, we got this little alien dude. He's been living with us for 10 years and hasn't hurt anyone, so we think he's okay. Plus he's a kid, so we don't want to traumatize him. But just in case some other nasty stuff comes from his dimension, we should be prepared. I'm hoping that that's what's going to happen. Because, like, you know, the whole turning against the hero, like, that's a cliche that I don't like. They did it in Sonic Adventure 2. That's fine, but let's leave that in the past, shall we? A giant tornado with crackling green energy. When I saw that crackling green energy, I'm like, oh, crackling green energy, you say? What could that possibly be? And here's the big reveal. Putting on that coat with a flourish, we get reintroduced to Dr. Robotnik, looking quite awesome. Of course, this is only the back, so it takes some time for us to get the reveal. And the return of Agent Stone! I was afraid we weren't gonna see him again. Agent Stone, like, Robotnik's sidekick, his Snively, as it were. It's good to see him come back in this movie. And look at him working in a coffee shop. Remember, I thought you liked a chai latte with steamed Austrian ghost milk. I cannot say that. Steamed Austrian goat milk. Of course I'd like one. I love the way you make them! Yes, they're bringing him back. He's back! Like, the he's back is for Robotnik's return, but, like, also in the meta commentary, Agent Stone is back. Like, I know people ship those two guys, so, like, I just knew that once Agent Stone got popular, like once he was being shipped, and, oh, he's coming back for the sequel. They're not gonna drop this character. He is definitely coming back. He's part of movie canon now. So, yes, Agent Stone returns! And our first proper reveal of Dr. Eggman himself! Oh, he looks great! The suit has more black in it, with the red trim. It actually reminds me more of, the Scarface Dr. Eggman that wore the black costume and had actually taken over his world in one of the parallel universes from Sonic Boom. That's what that costume reminds me of. But then again, that's a good thing because that's the Robotnik that won. He's the one that rules his world with the Iron Fist. So, like, we're evoking the most successful Eggman, Robotnik, here. And if you notice, like, you see some of his drones are those egg-shaped drones from the first movie, but we also have Buzz Bombers! Actual badniks! I mean, sure, the color scheme is still in that sleek white look that he has going on for the movie aesthetic, but it's an actual, factual, like, B-shaped drone. It has stingers and everything. It even has the little things coming out the sides. Of course, those don't look like jet intakes. They look more like those little miniguns that shoot the tiny missiles. But the silhouette is there. That's a Buzz Bomber. A real badnik. That's kind of like the one thing that was missing from the first movie. Like, we saw Robotnik had a label in his lab that said Badniks, and we got to see his robots, and they were cool and all, but they didn't look like the robots from the video game. Even when there was a missed opportunity to make a robot look like a Motobug, like in the highway chase scene, like when the thing was reduced to just one wheel chasing after him, like, that would have been your perfect opportunity to make something that looked like a Motobug, but I understand the first movie they hadn't really worked the aesthetic out, but it's good to see proper badniks will be appearing in this sequel. And Dr. Robotnik with good lighting, so we get a good look at the new stash. This is a great look. I really do love this, and like that smile he has going on. That's like the Grinch smile. Like remember how everyone's saying like the Jim Carrey in the Sonic movie is channeling 90s Carrey, like everyone's favorite version. Well, it looks like my hands are just kind of floating in free space on the LCD screen because I got black sleeves and black shirt. Chaos Gauntlet. But yeah, like we got Carrey with his full 90s smile, and in that costume, like with the high collar, he's like and the gloves that still have the buttons on them for remote controlling his machines. That's actually a really good look. I want a proper action figure of this. Hopefully, now that the look is established and they're not going to have to do a redesign, we'll actually get real merch based off of this movie. Because, like, everything here is looking pretty good, and I want to see some merch. I want to have a physical action figure of Jim Carrey's Robotnik, a proper action figure of movie Sonic, and well, we'll get on to it with the rest of the trailer. And here's the major reveal! The Chaos Emerald! Oh, and if you notice that altar where the emerald was, there was an owl statue in the background. Could that be a reference to Longclaw? Did her people actually know about the chaos energy and the child of prophecy that was Sonic the Hedgehog? Is that why Longclaw was trying to raise Sonic in isolation? Because the owl people know something? Was she the last survivor of their clan after the Knuckles clan echidnas attacked or something? Who knows? But it's good to see, like, I'm hoping we get to see some reference to Longclaw, or perhaps, like, what was going on with the owls and why Longclaw was raising Sonic. Because, like, the owls obviously built some huge thing around this Chaos Emerald. They know power. They like, there was some great power that they were either trying to shield or protect from the world. And I just decided to include the close-up of what the Chaos Emerald is because that thing is freaking huge. Like, it's so big, it's kind of too big to be a Chaos Emerald. It could be the Super Emerald, but they probably just want to make the Chaos Emerald look more impressive. Unless this is supposed to be the Master Emerald. Because, like, I mean, if it were the Master Emerald, I'd say it's too small. But, like, the emeralds are always changing size depending on who's holding them. I'm still almost certain that this is a Chaos Emerald. Because, I think the Master Emerald is probably going to be the size of a coffee table. Can you imagine? This thing is the size of a basketball. How much? Like, for an actual emerald of this clarity in this cut, like, how much would that be worth? Like, is it something that you could even put a dollar value on? Would a person actually be able to... Would anyone be able to pay for this gem? Like, anyone aside from, like, maybe Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk? Like, is there anyone who would actually be able to pay for an emerald this big? Like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, that's a very big emerald. And here's a glamour shot of Tails. This scene is pretty much taken straight out of the post-credits sequence from the first movie. Given what we've seen before, I feel like this takes place later. Like, I'm guessing this scene where Tails gets introduced is probably going to take place after that opening sequence where Sonic foils that armored car robbery and has a heart-to-heart talk with Tom about being a hero and all that stuff. Like, his great power comes with great responsibility speech. So yeah, I'm thinking, like, probably not the second act, but later in the first act. Like, I'd say maybe 15-20 minutes into the movie, we're probably going to get this scene. And that's a glorious thing. The tornado. Oh, the tornado has finally appeared. And that thing looks good. It looks like it flew straight out of the video game and into my heart. Now I'm wondering, does this mean we'll get a toy of it? Like, we saw the leaks. They're making merchandise based off of the Sonic movie, and that's going to include vehicle sets. Does that mean that we're getting a tornado? Please tell me that we're getting a tornado. I want this. I want this more than anything. Oh, a tornado, an actual tornado. I can't wait. I just cannot believe that we are going to be getting a tornado. Like, that is such a game-accurate tornado. The only thing is that it has, like, the thing with the star and the wings coming off of it, which is kind of like what the logo from the Sonic games looks like, but instead of having, like, the two tails, but, you know, I'm guessing that they just kind of got that off an airfield, because, like, but, like, everything's on it, even the white stripe on the side of the hull, that looks just like from the games. It's amazing! And all that missile spam, what's that coming out of? That looks like it could be an actual death egg. That, like, I even feel like if we pulled farther away from there, it might have a face on it. That very well might be a death egg, or at least some big fortress with Robotnik's face on it. That's really looking very death eggish. Now that looks like it came straight out of a level. Like That actually looks like, say, marble garden zones. I mean, like, you have a big, ancient-looking tunnel with exploding volcanoes and a spike ball swinging from a chain. That looks very much like something straight out of Marble Garden. I think that this might actually be something in Sonic's world. Like, I remember speculating that at least part of this second movie is going to take place in Sonic's world. This is something that makes me think Sonic's world, because that looks like a stage from one of the Sonic games. I don't really have too much to say about this scene. I just think that Sonic and Tails look so adorable in that Arctic survival gear. That is so cute. I kind of hope that they make toys of those because, oh, so cute. Very cute. And that, my friends, is what we call a money shot. That could be a Gaia temple, like from Sonic Unleashed. It could be like those Aztec pyramids, like what we saw in Sonic Adventure. You know, like where Tikal comes from. And the fact that we have that green column of light coming out of it, that could be the altar where the Chaos Emerald originally is. Although, like, the fact that we have this ancient temple we see Robotnik with his hands on that emerald, and now we see Sonic approaching the altar, and it seems like the emerald is still in there. So, how does this work? I mean, this is a trailer, so we're obviously seeing stuff out of sequence, but does Sonic arrive at this location before Robotnik gets the emerald? Or does Robotnik get the emerald here, and Sonic has to place it back? Or, I don't know, but that looks cool, and it looks like it's ripped. It looks like an HD version of something you would have seen in Sonic Adventure, and of course, I definitely approve of that. And our first look at the Eggmobile in full movie glory. Oh god, I love the Eggmobile. It's like the floating pod, and I like around that red thing. There's like two things coming up. It kind of looks like devil horns. Very, very nice. Very aesthetically pleasing. I really think that looks good. And you know, with the egg drones hovering around it, it actually looks like one of the bosses. Specifically, the Metropolis Zone boss from Sonic 2, where you had the Robotnik flying around this egg drone, and they were like pods floating around, shielding him from your attacks. Yeah, that kind of thing. And our first glimpse at Knuckles! So leading up to this, Sonic says, "You're never gonna get my power." And then he charges. So, like, if Sonic recognizes the Echidna here, he probably recognizes he's one of them. He's one of those Knuckles Echidnas, those Knuckles tribe Echidnas that killed Longclaw and tried to capture me. I'm gonna fight him off now. So, like, just like in the video games, Sonic and Knuckles are starting off as enemies. The full reveal of Knuckles' face. Oh my god, he looks amazing, doesn't he? Like, yes, like, now that I am so happy that, that back in the first movie they made the redesigns for the aesthetic, because now Knuckles looks good. That looks like a proper HD reimagining of what Knuckles' face should look like. That looks good. It looks amazing. I love it. And that grimace. And then, of course, like, he's just holding Sonic in full spin dash mode with one hand. Do I look like I need your power? And yeah, that's a voice. So, like, they got Idris Elba to do a voice, right? So, yeah, he has some gravitas in that voice. I would have, when I first heard that they were trying to get Jason Momoa, you know, Aquaman, to do the voice of Knuckles the Echidna, I thought that I was gonna love that, but Idris Elba, he has a good cadence for it. He has a convincing Knuckles voice, and like the chunk here, like, he's not so overly huge like he was in Sonic Boom, but he's definitely huge and strong looking. And like, And like you can see the Sonic's energy is like this blue crackle that comes off his body when he powers up. Knuckles has a red crackle. So my theory is right. Like there's just people from Sonic's world that have supernatural abilities like he does. Sonic manifested speed, obviously Knuckles manifested strength. And speaking of strength, that looked like it hurt. Like that looked like a major ouch. I mean, we all know that Sonic is tougher than he looks, but yeah, I'm guessing that put him down for quite a bit. And, like, looking through a hole in the wall, I'm guessing this is something where Sonic gets punched through a wall. Like, he probably thought that he had Robotnik beat here, because I see Robotnik has, like, a broken lens, his suit looks like it's all dirty and burnt. So I'm guessing Robotnik was also another Grinch smile coming from him, but I'm guessing one of Robotnik's things was just broken. Sonic thought he had the win, and then Knuckles probably came in and sent him straight through a wall. And then Robotnik just comes in like, "Oh, how rude of me! Allow me to introduce Knuckles, you Echidna. This is so great." So yeah, after that, there's just like the whole coming out April 8th. So. Yeah, like just under 4 months. I am so excited for this. Oh man, I don't even know how to process all of this right now. This looks like it's gonna be a great sequel. Like it's like in the first movie, it was a pretty basic storyline. It's your fish out of water tale. Your magical alien friend, like it's a story of E.T., Hop, like very good, very enjoyable, but also very basic and safe. This looks like something that it's gonna have more action. It's gonna have more call-outs to the games, both modern and classic, and the stuff that's in between, like I guess the classic era would be the Genesis stuff. The modern era would be the Dreamcast level stuff, and then they had the postmodern era, which would be Sonic Unleashed and later. I feel like we can have references from all three distinct eras of Sonic, I think. But yeah, that looks amazing. So what did you guys think? Post in the comments what you think of the trailer, and if you're looking forward to the movie, speculations on what you think might be gonna happen. Let's see it. So yeah, this is Wakeangel 2001 signing off.